Alright, well, hi guys. We are Cinema Suitcase, Logan and Kevin, and today, as part of our extra Suitcase episode, we wanted to do a little movie called Backcountry.
A lesser known
film, yeah, definitely.
Cool. Oh, you want to do stats first?
Yeah, then let me just do stats.
I always forget about the stats, my bad.
Yeah, do the stats, then it can also lead into a little bit of my backstory. Okay, let me. This movie was written and directed by Adam McDonald. Original music by Vince Nudo. Yeah, I think that's it. That's how you pronounce his name. Cinematography by Christian Bales, and film editing by Dev Sin. Dev Sin, yeah. So yeah, no, this movie's pretty awesome. How I originally actually heard about it was that it was this movie called Pie Wacket. It's like this Pie Wacket, or it's this like sort of like this more psychological type of horror movie. And anyway, I saw Chris Stuckman did a review for it video, so I watched it, and then he gave the movie a pretty positive review. But he said that this is the Backcountry was the director's previous movie, and he recommended like checking that out. So I was like, okay, cool, let me check this movie out. And yeah, no, pretty intense movie actually.
Very, very intense.
Yeah.
Should I say mine, or
No.
we finished?
No, I'm finished.
Okay. My introduction was brief. It was on my watch list because I saw a poster of it,
Yeah.
that exact picture, and I thought, well, that could be something interesting. So what happened was we had openings, and you were like, hey man, why don't we do Backcountry as an extra suitcase? Yeah. And I was like, that's actually not a bad idea, because I've been wanting to watch that film. And
Yeah.
I
You have notes.
I have notes.
You have notes, yeah. But no, this movie is very good. So to give like a brief synopsis, basically, this movie stars a young couple who are going on a camping trip, and then they want to basically go, and then the boyfriend really wants to take her to the camping trip because he wants to take her to this one viewpoint by the lake or something like that. That like has like sort of like a view of like the lake and everything like that. And she just thinks it's a normal camping trip, but actually secretly he wants to propose to her. So that's why he's like hell bent on getting this trip going. And then basically they're busy. Most of the movie is just them traveling along the woods together. But slowly they're busy being stalked by a black bear, obviously. And then chaos ensues when the black bear eventually finds them.
Do you have any questions? Like, you pretty much summed it up. There's not a lot to this film.
Yeah.
You missed out the fact that they meet that weirdo.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, I was given a basic plot, but yeah, basically they're traveling through the woods. The first night they meet this like Irish guy who's a tour guide. He's like a proper mountain man guide or whatever. And he really he sits there with them. He really gets under the boyfriend's skin. Because at first, the boyfriend goes to go get some firewood, and then he comes back, and then his girlfriend's talking to this guy, and he's like, who the hell's this dude?
He just appeared, spawned in.
Just spawned in, and then they have a private conversation, and then anyway, then they have this whole, they sit by the fire, eat some fish, have something, and then this guy really gets under his skin. He's like, you said earlier there was a misunderstanding. Could you explain to me what the misunderstanding was? And he just won't let it go.
Yeah, he's really hell-bent on it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a real freaking idiot. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was written to write the story. Write the story. Goodness, to set the tone of the story.
Set the tone, and also to give exposition. Because the thing is, if it was just the two of them talking about, if it was just the girlfriend and the boyfriend talking, it would be boring. So they need that third party character to talk to, so you can say like, oh, well, what do you do for a living, and why are you out here, and all that type of stuff.
That sort of stuff. Yeah, that's true. Actually, it was also I didn't consider that. You're right. He's basically an exposition.
Or the character to lead to expedition. Yeah.
The thing is, he's not legal. I don't think.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it legally because he's like, well, how much does these kind of tour cost? And he's like, I don't know, depends how much they pay me. So it's not a legitimate business.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite cool. I thought he would actually be like a secondary antagonist in the film because they really not linger on him, but he's really trying to irritate the boyfriend, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's so I thought he'd be like the cabin in the woods type dude, where he would keep coming back as a recurring villain, but.
Yeah, I also thought he would be a recurring antagonist, but he's not. Like really, he's just there for the one bit, and then right at the end when she obviously makes it back to the parking lot trail, he's there with a bunch of tourists. So then obviously he sees her, and then obviously like he helps her and everything like that. And that's when the movie cuts to black.
How do you think it ended? Do you think she survived?
Nah, I think she survived. Especially when he was running towards her and everything. I think they clearly set it up so that she does actually survive.
Maybe they knew each other and it was their elaborate scheme to get rid of the middleman so they could be together.
That'd be a very weird plan.
Anyway, it's a fan theory.
It would rely a lot of
chance,
coincidences and everything.
I'm going with it. That's to me how it ended, because they were all looking at each other, and he was like, the whole time was he winking at her, and then I was like, okay, obviously he's interested in her. So now he's like, how can I get rid of this boyfriend? So he meets up with this bear, Yogi, and he's like, conducts a deal in the woods.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I got a massive honey stash for you if you take out the boyfriend for me. And the bear's like, yeah,
the
sure,
bear's
fam.
Like, I got you, man.
I got you, fam.
We're just roasting this poor movie.
Yeah.
Shame.
But yeah, this movie's really good. I think the scene that, like, I guess it's not very scary. It's more like just like these two, this couple going to the woods and then dealing with their problems or whatever. And then the bear. There's obviously the bear scene, which is very scary. I will say.
Yeah, man, that scene. Well, it wasn't scary, but I was like, wow, they didn't really hold back with the gore.
Yeah, it was very. I don't know. When I first saw it, I was like, it like shook me. I was like, oh gosh.
I suppose it is just to emphasize how real it would be.
It's a bit of a disturbing scene.
Do you know how the bear was done? Was it an animated bear, like a CGI?
I have no idea.
Because I can't imagine it's like Far Cry where you just have a pet bear. I'm curious to know how they did that.
Maybe they had maybe it was like a trained bear or whatever, and then they just got the bear in certain shots or whatever, then they obviously had to CGI with the bear. Because remember when the bear comes into the tent, its head's just there and it's just roaring the whole time. So maybe that was like CGI.
An animatronic or CGI. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Maybe we should do some research when we do a footage dump.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I liked this film in the first half.
Yeah.
I thought it was really scenic, and the tranquility was through the roof. It was very relaxing. I was like, okay, obviously everything is gonna go
to shite
eventually, but I was enjoying the quiet moments. I really thought that the Irish character would come back. I forget his name. As an antagonist. It's like what's that movie, Wrong Turn? I thought he would be one of those kind of dudes.
Oh yeah, Wrong Turn. Yeah.
Oof, Wrong Turn, man. Anyway, he really wasn't that bad. I think my favorite character was definitely the bear.
The bear.
Yeah, Yogi was top notch for me.
Yogi just wanted some money.
Yeah. The boyfriend, I liked their dialogue. Their relationship sort of felt kind of genuine.
Yeah, it felt natural.
Yeah, like they'd been at it for a year or two maybe.
Yeah. I
don't know why. I know why, because he wanted to propose, but as like a first camping trip, he's like full Rambo, because he's like, I haven't been here since high school, but we don't need a telephone, we don't need a GPS, not a map. I don't know exactly where it is, but we'll be fine. Why not just take a first beginner training course,
just like a basic trail camp, and then
and then later down the line, you go for a more in-depth, hardcore hiking session. Like, dude. Because his reaction really upsets me. Not his reaction, but his logic. He was like, nah, it'll be fine. And then we get there, and he's like, I wonder why it's not fine. Yeah. I should have done everything everyone was telling me to do. And then he gets wrecked, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, because you said you're in a high-paying job, but you aren't very intelligent, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, because he was with, what's his face, when they go obviously to the reserve guys to obviously go set up and everything in the beginning, the guy says here's a map. He's like, I don't need a map. He's like, you need a map. He's like, the guy just won't take the map. And then his girlfriend has her phone. He's like, nope, put it in the bag. And then she puts it in her bag obviously to keep for emergencies, but then he obviously takes the phone and puts it back in the car.
horrible game plan. Like, so what? Okay, I understand the reasoning. If when you go out with someone and they're always on their phone, that's infuriating.
But at the same time, you want to trust them a bit.
Yeah, like...
I mean, because, like, later when she finds out that he hit her phone, she even said, like, I never reached for my phone once. The only time I reached for my phone is when we need it in this emergency.
That's true. It's very true. I gave her that. I was like, you know what? Well done on you for having the discipline to just put it aside. You're like, no, this is time for us to be together, not for the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, he just couldn't let it go. I
mean, they have to have it for the plot.
Yeah. But even then, he said there wouldn't be cell signal. So even if she did have it, it wouldn't have made that much of a difference, but I think it's to create tension between the two.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But yeah, no, other than that, I mean, it's pretty good. They have that one bear encounter, and then the bear kind of, like, disappears for most of the movie, for the rest of the movie, because she's obviously trying to get back to, civilization, basically. There is one bit where the bear does spot her, and he does chase after her, but it's very quick, and then she goes down sort of like in the poster, she, like, climbs down the waterfall, she, like, falls and, like, hurts her leg. But, like, after that, the bear's gone, and then, basically she just makes it back.
Barely. Yeah, she finds that canoe. That's kind of what I talked about, because remember, the Irish guy in the beginning was saying that tourists like to climb down the left of the waterfall. They emphasize, no, you have to go on the right.
Yeah.
And he even questions the boyfriend, like, which side do you go down? And he's like, he guesses, he's like, the right. And he's like, oh,
good guess.
Good guess. He's like, no, I know. Yeah, we know you don't know.
Yeah.
But thankfully, she used that knowledge to her advantage in order to get down the right side.
Yeah.
And escape this bear. I mean, she didn't escape, like, injury-free. She kind of wrecked her leg.
Well, I like that she was smart.
Yeah.
She was smart during that, when she was trying to get back. She wasn't, like, dumb or, like, anything like that.
No, that I'll give you.
It wasn't, like, a situation where as soon as the boyfriend's dead, she's like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, some, like, damsel in distress. No, she was pretty aware of what she could do and not do, which was cool. I like the fact that she made that splint. There was some sort of fallen tree, I think, and she just kept breaking off, like, fairly big sticks to make a splint. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Do you like this movie?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I quite like it. I enjoyed it when I first watched it, and then watched it again. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. And then I think it's very well paced. Well, at least in my opinion, I think it's very well paced, because I think because like I said, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, they have a good dynamic. They have a good dynamic, and they are written well. So you're not like bored. It's not like it's like 40 minutes have gone by. Like, oh, where's this bear gonna show up?
Yogi and Boo Boo are off somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it's very interesting. I like it. I like this. Okay, I mean, I hate the Irish guy, but I like the scene with them because it helps create tension and everything like that.
It really did.
And it
made me tense. That guy, I was certain he was gonna be like a hidden villain.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I told you when she's wandering through the woods, we made that descent joke. He's in there with a shovel somewhere. He gave me that creep factor.
Yeah. He's gonna smack her with a spade, drag her to the bear's cave, and then set up the sequel.
The sequel that will never happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest. I didn't like the second half of this movie. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, the second half is a bit, because the second half is basically just her wandering through the forest, basically.
Yeah,
and then making her way back, and then it's like a lot of music and a lot of like wide shots and everything like that. Close-ups and everything.
They do this thing, and to me it goes on way too long, where she's like, okay, I get it, it's after the boyfriend is attacked by the bear and killed. Immediately after that, she just stands with the bear for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that irritates me, but that's not the part I'm trying to get to. It happens then, and then later on when she's by this little stream, she's washing the blood and all that.
Yeah.
They have this like a lot of kind of shots that are supposed to show her like her, she's foggy, she can't really concentrate, and she's a bit scatterbrained. They have like those close-up shaky shots.
Yeah.
And they go on for a long time. And I'm like, we get it. She's not 100% right now, but God, I was really hoping towards the end, like, Bear, Yogi, do me a solid, come back.
Yeah.
And he did. He came for that cameo, and he was like, "Hey, your girl," and he was chasing after her. But then she got away thanks to this waterfall.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know. If I had to give you an opinion on if I think she survived, she probably did, because her injuries weren't.
They weren't severe.
Severe.
They weren't severe or anything like that.
I mean, if her arm was left to bleed like that much longer, it would probably be an issue.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, she got back to civilization just in time.
I think that she probably had like a week or two in hospital.
Yeah, obviously a week or two in hospital, but yeah, no, in my head canon, she survived.
Yeah, she survived for me too. Only thing I didn't understand is when she got scratched, she didn't make to cut the blood supply like she did with the boyfriend's leg. She tied off his leg right before he was attacked again.
Yeah.
Why not do the same with your arm? Because that would have saved a lot.
I guess in the moment she was like, no, the boyfriend's his injury's bigger than mine. So
yeah, of course I'm not saying in the moment, but after he's long dead and gone and her arm is still bleeding, just tie it off. She just never does.
Yeah, she should have tied it off.
Yeah, but she took the wedding ring. Of course, she needs to make some money off this fool.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm joking, but I really don't. In a life or death situation, you don't walk up to Yogi and grab the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's for sentimental value, but I'm also kind of just going like, really, like the one thing, like you don't go for the water supply or the axe or any of the other survival equipment. You got to go for the ring.
The ring.
Yeah, oh, jeez.
I do like. I think
it was a nice ring though. We'll give it that.
Oh yeah, no, it was a decent rock. I won't lie. I like the bear itself in the sense of whenever he comes back each night and he's like sniffing around the tent, he even puts his nose through one time.
Yeah.
Like presses against the material.
Yeah.
I like those scenes because you think, okay, this is where he's gonna get wrecked, and then it's the next day and the bear's gone again. They do that like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, they build up to it. They don't like go straight into it.
Yeah, I really appreciated those scenes because I was like, okay, this bear is clearly just following them. He's interested.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were in like his territory, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
And he was sussing them out. But
or like he's busy going through the forest. He sees his tent. He's like, "Who are these fools?" And he goes over. And then like the next night, he's like coming. He's going through the thing. He's like, "Could these people just despawn already?" Like,
they just fucking appear in my rooms. Like, this is my private time, and you people are always here taking up my view.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it when I think it's the second encounter before the attack when he like puts his nose just on the tent and she like brushes it as he turns over and then he makes a noise. He's like, the bear goes away.
Yeah, that was very funny.
Also, that bear spray didn't work well.
Yeah.
She used it and then he came back anyway. I mean, it's kind of true. If you drive like a hungry animal to the edge, they will avoid. I mean, they won't care. They'll just go for you.
I think it's more. Well, I mean, I don't think he was hungry. I think it's more just in a sense of. Well, also remember he's a big black bear. Like, it's a big bear. It's not like a small little bear.
Yeah, no, he ain't no Winnie the Pooh. That's a Yogi. Proper Yogi.
Yeah, it's a Yogi, exactly. He's like he's basically just like, I think it's more like, it stunned him, but like it wasn't going to stun him forever. He was going to come back. He would come back for revenge.
The entire time, whenever there was quiet moments, I was thinking about that bear spray, and I was like, I wonder what it's actually made of. I wonder if it's like similar to pepper spray, like it hurts.
Yeah, I was also thinking about that as well. Like, what would they actually put in bear spray to get bears to go away?
Like, obviously, you can't just put a bit of braai spice or something. It has to be something very, very off-putting and possibly painful to like the eyes. So I was like, what the heck is in this stuff? Anyway, I'll research afterwards.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, so. Yeah, pretty much. Are there any shots that you liked?
Yes. Sorry. There's a few that I liked. I think it's 4. Alright, so the first one is early in the film. It's when they're still driving to the campgrounds. There's a straight road. And we're getting their perspective from the car behind them. Yeah. So it's like a forest on either side and them on the road. That's a nice symmetrical
it is a very symmetrical shot.
The next one would be when they're first making their way to like their campground, before they meet the Irish guy, they just chill on like a rock and they have some chocolate or something like that. I think that was really nice. But that gave me another side note that there's too many shots to list in terms of B-roll.
Yeah.
They really use a lot of wonderful looking B-roll for this film.
Yeah.
I think it's very like top tier.
It is top tier B. Yeah, the DOP on this did a very good job.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna check him out. He's definitely an inspiration. I think the next shot was when they hear something and it's like her perspective looking at the boyfriend, and then the camera does that full rotation of her head, and then it stops at him again.
Yeah, I remember. But both you and me were like, "Whoa,
that shot was
cool.
mint, dude."
That's cool.
And the last shot it's quite a long clip of, you see their tent during the one of the nights, that stormy night.
Then you see the tent there, then you see all the lightning.
The storm, yeah, and it's like a solid 30-second shot, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's mint.
That's
nice.
Nice.
Those are my highlight shots, definitely.
Yeah. I think for me, for highlight shots, okay, well, you mentioned pretty much almost all of them. I think some of the ones that I like that when they're busy driving, obviously through the city at first, you get that one shot of them, or the camera like looking up like that, and like you see the skyscraper buildings. I like that shot, and then I also like the shot. And then I like the bit like almost like pretty much right towards the end, the last night that she's there, and she's traveling through the woods by herself, and obviously there's no light, so she can't see anything. So she uses the flare. So you get like quite a long shot of her back while she's using this flare. Then it flicks to the front, and you see the front of it with the red lights and everything. That looks really cool. But yeah,
very harsh shadows.
I
thought about mentioning it as well, and I was like, nah, they're not a favorite, but it was well done.
Yeah, definitely.
I see what you mean.
Those are my highlight shots.
Good choices. Do you have any lessons you learned?
I think just good I think some of the lessons I took away from this is good pacing, just interesting characters, and just it's an interesting movie because, like we said, the bear doesn't show up for at least until the first like 40 minutes in or whatever. The bear doesn't really show up, and also like you said, the things where the bear's sort of scoping their camp, but he doesn't attack straight away. It's at least it's only like the third time that he comes that he actually attacks them.
I agree. That would be a lesson for me too. It's just the way they implemented and created tension, but then nothing happened a lot of the time. It's very, very psychological form of building tension.
It is psychological tension, cool. It's...
Sorry.
No, sorry. What I was just going to say was that because everyone always goes on about the bear scene, the Revenant, and that's like the really scary bear scene. And it is a scary bear scene, but I cite this movie as something that could give Revenant a run for its money.
Yeah, no. In terms of the bear attack, definitely.
That
thing was actually freaked me out. Initially, I was like, okay, this ain't that bad, and then it kept going, and I was like, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I think I had a second takeaway. Don't do so many of those like shots I was talking about where she's like hazed and confused.
Yeah.
Don't overdo that, because they overdo that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think a third one, just in general, would be to maximize the use of your environment for B-roll.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because we know all about B-roll, because when we went to... The one time me and Kevin were hired to do some promotional corporate videos for a piano business, and there was like it's not like a big building or whatever. It's basically just their house that they've converted obviously into a piano shop and everything. And we were thinking the whole time like, what kind of B-roll can we get? And we actually struggled for quite a bit. So B-roll is definitely something that's very important when you're shooting any kind of short form.
Yeah, we really had to get creative back then to make a sufficient amount of B-roll.
Yeah, exactly.
We pulled through in the end, but initially we were like,
what the hell are we supposed to do?
Yeah. Definitely. Shall we go to negatives? Well, we did negatives, rather like final thoughts.
Yeah, just final thoughts.
Score.
My rating would be 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Solid movie.
I would give it a 6.
6.
I really love this film, the first half, and even Fisherman Irish Mike, but the second half where she's so confused half the time, that really frustrated me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can see.
I'd give it a 6. Just some notes. As I said, don't do that whole vision thing. Like, if someone hasn't seen this and you go check it, you might know what I'm on about in terms of it's overdone, and it becomes not even... It starts to take you away from the film, and you're like, please. So that would be it for me, I think.
But yeah, no, pretty good movie. Really enjoyed. Glad we got to do an episode on it. Yeah, Adam McDonald is a very interesting indie horror filmmaker. He does a lot of really interesting films because there's this one. There's Power Whack-It is a bit more. It's a lot more supernatural and more like it's very psychological. It's a very weird like horror movie. I definitely like Backcountry more than that one. But I mean, I still enjoyed Power Whack-It. But there's that, and then when I went to go look up his credits earlier, he's actually working on a new movie now called Out Comes the Wolves, and it's actually starring this actress again. She's coming back for that movie.
Oh, cool.
And it's gonna be about like this group of friends or couple or whatever, and they're in this cabin in the woods, and then there's this pack of wolves that are surrounding them, and then they get trapped by like wolves or whatever. So he's sort of because Power Whack-It, he sort of went with this whole supernatural like psychological horror, and now with Out Comes the Wolves, he's going sort of back to that backcountry thing where it's like actual wildlife. I think that's what also makes this movie stand out to me, because the thing is, this it's not like it's a slasher that kill or whatever. In this movie, this is something that could actually happen.
Of course.
That could happen in real life.
Definitely. It probably has happened.
Yeah.
Not exactly play by play, but the concept.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say beyond that. I like this film. I'd give it a watch. Just that second half is a bit prolonged in terms of its usages.
Yeah, exactly.
Still a good film. Recommend.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Cool one.
But yeah, no, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm Logan and Kevin. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know of any feedback that you have in the comments or in a podcast review. But yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.